Hi everyone, I am so excited to talk to you today and to share with you that we have the wonderful Catherine Watkin joining us, Selling from the Heart. And she's going to be talking to you all and to me about how to sell during this uncertain time and also how to get subscribers for your membership sites. So we're going to dive in. And I just want to say, I personally have followed Catherine for a long time. So I'm very excited to interview you, Catherine. And for those of people here who haven't heard of you. I'm sure there's not that many of them. But if you could just say a little bit about yourself and your work, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Shelley. It's great to be here. And I am the founder of Selling from the Heart. So I typically work with small business owners who've gone into business because they want to make a difference, they want to help others, but then they struggle to get the clients that they need for their businesses to be viable because they feel so uncomfortable and awkward about the sales process. So I teach small business owners initially how to sell in ways that feel totally authentic and congruent and still feel in integrity, which obviously helps them in their businesses because it helps them feel more confident and get more clients.
Amazing, amazing. And there's so much need for the work you're doing. And I'm sure that a lot of people watching this are going to really relate to that. So I'd love it if you would just share a bit about your experience kind of getting into the business. How did you come to be doing the work that you're doing?
Well, my background originally was in sales. So I fell into sales by accident, age 23, when I got a job as a tour rep in the Greek islands, not realizing that part of the purpose of my existence was to sell day trips to holidaymakers. And then I went on and I worked in the travel industry and later on in the recruitment industry. But it was for me where I came to do what I do is that I left my corporate sales job knowing that there was something else that I wanted to do, and I wanted to help other people. That was the big thing. I wanted to help, I wanted to make a difference. And I went off and trained in lots of different new modalities. So I trained as a coach, hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, yoga teacher, meditation teacher. I studied Reiki, I studied acupuncture, and I was seeking, and nutritional therapy as well. And I was seeking this thing that I was here to do. I was looking for my purpose. And I just couldn't find it in all of these different things. But what I came to realize was how, although I couldn't quite find the thing that I felt called to do, I wasn't really having a lot of problem getting clients. My heart wasn't in it, but I would get clients.
Mm.
And I realized that all of these people that I trained with, this thing that was such common sense for me, they were really struggling, like they were going networking and meeting people, didn't know how to talk about their businesses, didn't know how to invite someone to take the next step, definitely didn't know how to have a sales conversation or talk about money or anything. And that was how I sort of found myself realizing that this is it. Selling from the heart is what I'm all about.
That's amazing. And the thing is that this is one of the things that so many business owners struggle with. And they feel like somehow when they go into the sales process, they just crumble. They can get into
Mm.
that place of fear. So what you feel naturally called to do is providing so many people with actually a lifeline for their businesses. Because if you can't sell, then you're not going to stay in business very long. So I'd love to know a little bit about what are the marketing strategies that you've used for your business that have worked in terms of attracting your ideal clients.
Well, for me, predominantly since the beginning of my business, my primary strategy has been through collaborations. So I will collaborate with other small business owners, and it changes and it's varied a lot over the years. But ultimately, I would always describe it as basically being introduced to somebody else's community. And for me, that's been the primary thing that I've done. And I've done other things, but nothing, it's like that 80-20 rule. There might be other marketing things that I do or have done, and there are other things that definitely help. So I'm very consistent with the content strategy.
Mhm.
But I've always been very clear that most people who know of me come to me because somebody else in some form or other recommended me. And that my content strategy is much more about nurturing the people who've already found me rather than using my content strategy as a marketing strategy in its own right, which some people do, but I've never seen. I just have a slightly different distinction around that.
So it sounds like you're really good at building community. You're really good at bringing people into your audience based on recommendations and building that sense of community amongst them.
Yeah, and building relationships with other small business owners as well. It's what feels easy for me. It doesn't feel like work. And actually that can be very often you find this when somebody finds their marketing sweet spot, it's often the thing that they then avoid doing because it doesn't feel like they're working. So they want to go off and do the hard thing instead. Whereas for me, building relationships with small business owners and just thinking, hey, I think you're great. Why don't we do something together? Just doesn't even feel like work to me.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I mean, it really sounds great because actually you're connecting with like-minded business owners. So you're in a way you're just kind of being creative and innovative. And actually, I love that strategy. I mean, sometimes I would call it joint ventures with
Yes.
my clients, but I definitely think it's a great strategy because, of course, you've got no cost from ads. So
Yeah.
it's a good way to get off the ground as well if you're starting out.
Yeah, absolutely. So there can be costs. So there will be referral fees or joint venture fees, but the beauty of it is that nothing is paid unless a sale is made. And so yeah, you're right. There hasn't been. I don't need a big advertising budget up front because I pay it out of the sales that get made.
Which is great. It's a great way of doing it. We're now going to switch topics slightly because I know you have an amazing membership site, and you've grown it very successfully over the last year or so. I'd love to hear a bit about how you've been able to grow your membership site subscribers, because I know there's a lot of people in my audience right now who are thinking about, or starting a membership site, and they're wanting to know, how can I actually grow it? What do I do to make that happen?
Mm. Well, for me, I guess I didn't start my membership from scratch from the very beginning. So one of the things that I tend to teach my clients is that if they're just starting out in business, to get their baseline cash flow through working in more high ticket ways with people. So my membership didn't come about until I'd been I do lose track, like 6 or 7 years of running my business before I launched my membership. So at the point that I launched it, I had a reputation, I had a following, I had a healthy sized email list, and I sensed, and I'd been launching programs for like 6, 7 years up until that point at 2 different price points. So my online program, the price during launches was £500, but then the next level with me started at £5,000. And I sensed that I had a lot of pent up demand from people who'd been following me for a long time, who had either done my online course and hadn't felt ready to make the stretch to the higher level of investment, or who hadn't even felt ready to make the stretch to the online course. Because for a early stage business owner who is struggling and not bringing any money in, £500 can feel like the biggest investment he's ever made.
Absolutely.
And so in a way, when I launched it to my existing. So the first time I launched it only to people who'd done my courses before. And then the second time I launched it to my mailing list.
Fantastic. So that's how you got the subscribers to start the membership site off. And since then, how have you been growing it since your launch?
So my main strategy for growing the membership continues to be, there's two, but it continues to be through joint venture. I used the word collaborations earlier, and the reason I use the word collaborations is I find that a lot of people in my own audience just don't resonate with the word joint venture. They find it sounds a bit scary and as if it's for bigger businesses than they are. And so I rely on doing collaborations with other business owners who introduce people to me. I also have a member referral program within my membership because the members are raving fans. The members of my membership are raving fans. And so they are usually very quick to want to refer and bring in friends when I do open it up. Another strategy behind how I grow it, and I may change this at some point when I stabilize the numbers in future, is that I follow what's called a closed membership model, which means that people can't join it anytime they want. I just open it up twice a year.
Okay.
And so at the point when I open it, it's open for a week, and I do webinars and live case studies and all sorts of activity, but it's like it's open for a week and then it's closing and it won't be opening again for another 6 months. So that pushes people into making a decision, I'm either in or I'm not in. Whereas the downside of having a membership open all the time is that people know that they can always decide to join next month, or the month after, or the month after. And I remember there was a membership I was interested in joining, and it was an open membership. And every single month I just thought, oh, I might join that next month. Oh, I might join it next month. I might join next month. And I only finally joined because one month they did a special offer and did 25% off for 1 month. So you've got to have some reason to get people over the line. So I feel like that's also part of how I'm growing it. And then when I get it to a certain level, I will probably experiment with having it open, because launches, as you probably know, are a big undertaking.
Absolutely.
And I would like to experiment with I've always launched from the beginning of my business. It's how I've always done things, but it will be interesting to experiment with having it open and seeing what difference that makes.
Seeing what happens. So is the next period of when your membership site is going to be open coming up soon? Or
It's
just in case people are listening and thinking, I can't wait to be involved in your membership site and become a member.
Yeah, so it's going to be opening. So I don't know when this will go out, but it's going to be opening around mid-May.
Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, so that'd be great. And so I know you have some freebies that you want to share with people. Would you like to just say a little bit about the freebies, and they will be posted underneath the video for anyone that wants to opt in for them?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I didn't go into a lot of detail into this, but I teach a sales structure called the 7 Steps to Yes for authentic and heart-centered sales conversations. And I didn't go into it in detail because people can get that from my website. It's just, they're 3-minute videos, but they teach a structure that you can follow. And that very structure automatically means that a sales conversation becomes more sensitive. It allows you to really listen to the other person, to respect where they're at, to acknowledge and address their concerns in a very gentle way. And so people can get that from my website is sellingfromtheheart.com. But the easier way to get the 7 steps, you can, so if you go to the website sellingfromtheheart.com, you can get that there. That's probably the easiest, actually, just to say go to sellingfromtheheart.com, you can sign up there. And also I have an authentic sales styles quiz. So a lot of small business owners, particularly people who've gone into business because they want to make a difference, really struggle with sales. And then they end up deciding, oh, that means that I'm no good at sales. And I've got this quiz, and it highlights to people, when you know which profile you are, it helps to highlight why you might be struggling with sales. But it also gives you the other side of the coin, which is what there is about you that means that you will be naturally really good at it once you've learned how to do it properly. And so again, on that sellingfromtheheart.com, people can also do the sales quiz and find out whether they are nurturer or a connector or an empath or a natural. There is a profile called a natural as well. Some people are naturals.
Fantastic. Well, I will definitely be checking that out after this and finding out what my sales personality is. And thank you so much for this interview. It's been wonderful. Before we go, I would love to just find out from you, what is your single biggest piece of advice that you would like to share with coaches or consultants or business owners that are listening right now?
So I think I'm going to keep this on the theme of sales. And I touched on it before, but it's so important. I'm going to say it again, because I feel that if people can do nothing other than this in their sales and in their marketing, they shift from a place of feeling like they have to do stuff, but it feels somehow inherently self-serving, to actually coming from a place of service. And that is to always be asking the question, what is in the highest good of this person in front of me right now? Or what is in the highest good of this person that I'm trying to reach right now? Because if in a sales conversation you only ask that one question and you come at the conversation from that place, it means that if you really believe that they should be working with you, you're going to make a strong recommendation because it's in their highest good. It also means that sometimes you will not make a recommendation but that's okay too. And that's where truly authentic sales conversations come from. It's not about get a yes at all costs and close the sale because it's good for my bank account. It's about what's best for this person in front of me right now. And if you keep on getting into situations where what's best for the person in front of you right now is to work with you, but people keep on not working with you, then there's something wrong with your sales process that needs looking at.
That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. I wholeheartedly agree with you as well. You've just shared so many pieces of wisdom today, Catherine. I am so grateful to you. And I feel that you are definitely going to move a lot of people forward with their businesses right now, with the information that you've shared. So thank you so much for joining me.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, and maybe we will get to collaborate. Be wonderful. And I just want to say to everyone, thank you so much for listening. I know Catherine has just shared so much wisdom. If you have any feedback or comments that you would like to post, please do add them underneath the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, please do check out Catherine's website, sellingfromtheheart.com. And I have been in her membership, and I have to say there's a lot of resources in there, and there's an amazing community. I know a lot of your members. So yeah, go check it out and enjoy the resources in the meantime. So thank you so much again, Catherine. And
thank you.
yeah, and goodbye to everyone.